The National Universities Commission has issued fresh directives for the safe reopening of universities. The regulatory body says that universities must continue to adhere to safety protocols and ensure that the full cycle of the semester system, consistent with the approval benchmark, must not be violated. Universities are also to ensure strict compliance with quality assurance standards and guidelines, as a joint inspection team will be undertaking verification visits to inspect reopening universities. And many Nigerian pupils and students had to turn to the internet for the continuation of academic activities during the lockdown. While some of them had the privilege to continue learning despite the shutdown of schools, others were not so lucky. There have been differing reactions to suggestions that Nigeria should adopt online schooling. But in a developing nation like ours, good internet connectivity is a big challenge. Co-founder, CEO, Lead Inspire Network, Oluwaseyi Anifowose, joins me now via Skype from Abuja to discuss the challenges of internet penetration in Nigeria. All right, it's good to have you join me right now, Oluwaseyi. Now, when it comes to the availability of internet, up until now, we still have a lot of challenge. How would that impact the learning process?
Okay, good afternoon. I'm glad to join you. You see, we're having this conversation right now because COVID-19 has changed the narrative in this country. Quite unfortunately, when COVID-19 hit us, it met an education system that was not prepared to adequately engage the 21st century learners. I must commend the efforts of the state government and the ministries of education. But what they did, unlike most other countries, was to switch to distance learning. And they're not the same. The dichotomy between distance learning and virtual learning is predicated on location, interactions, and intentions. And so it is time for us as a nation to embrace virtual learning, which of course is either e-learning or, so we need, or online learning. And so when states switched to radio programs, to TV programs, a lot of students were not reached. And even those that were reached didn't have access to internet. What did we do to students in the rural communities? What did we do to students without affordability of data? So there's a whole lot of issues. And so we must stop being reactive as a nation. And we have to be more proactive
let me
and
ask you.
prepare.
Yes, Oluwaseyi, let me ask you, do you think that this virtual learning process, do you think it has come to stay? Because the point there is, we are coming to terms with the realities of these on a daily basis.
Yes, in fact, it has become an integral part of our lives right now. Virtual learning has come to stay, and the earlier for us, the better that we begin to make policies that will make us embrace virtual learning. There is nothing we can do about it right now. Virtual learning has come to stay. Even of course, we're glad schools are back. We're reopening schools. But it is not just about reopening schools. We have to continue virtual learning. Virtual learning is a form of blended learning techniques. So it involves interaction. When you are in class, you have access to online materials. You have access to materials online, and then that makes learning more easier and more engaging.
All right.
So
let me ask you this.
Virtual learning at our times.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Are you concerned that it will cost more for people in the rural areas and people who belong to a certain social status to be able to afford internet learning by having access to this, and then also the know-how of how to operate the computer systems and how to operate the phones and all of that? Do you have concerns that this might not be the same?
Of course. You see, COVID-19 has created, has exposed us to the divide between the rich and the poor. And we must understand that. You see, I'm very concerned that a lot of people cannot afford data. A lot of people don't even have access to data, to the internet. And so, we must ensure that there is reach. We must ensure that the internet has to reach the remote areas of every part of this country.
All right. So it's a big project that and a long-term one the government and everyone has to look into. Thank you so much, Oluwaseyi Anifowoṣe, for your time on the program. We really appreciate you.